Okay, thank you for joining in online, people. It should be a quick one for you guys today, in that I'm going to be introducing the project to you, okay? And then we'll do the rest of this stuff, well, just with the kids in class. You guys got me? There should be a little bit of time at the end of class to kind of check in. I want to make sure we do a great check with everybody and know who is missing what stuff. But the most important thing right now is for everybody to get an understanding of what's going on with this final project. So, would everybody for me right now go to Schoology? Go to Schoology. Okay. And you are going to find under that big business folder, you'll see something that says Captain of Industry versus Robber Baron. Okay? Captain of Industry versus Robber Baron. Go ahead and pull that up. And it should be a Google Doc that looks a little something like this. Does everybody see that? I did make it available, so we're good there. Let me know if you don't have it. And either way, okay, just try to follow along with what I'm going to talk about right here. So here's what we got. Okay, robber barons are captain of industry tribe. Okay, during the Gilded Age, okay, that period from the mid 1800s up to about 1900 is what we refer to as the Gilded Age. Okay, now the Gilded Age was actually a term that was coined by a guy by the name of Mark Twain. You guys have probably heard of Mark Twain before, yes? In some capacity? No? Okay, well, anyway, he called it gilded, okay, because on the surface, things looked good. Got me? On the surface, things look good. You've got industry skyrocketing. You've got all of these. You've got, big skyscrapers. You've got the railroad. You've got the steam engine. You've got all of these fantastic inventions. But at the same time, it was kind of taken advantage of the workers and how they were able to make all of this stuff. You guys get me? So industry skyrocketed. There was about a handful of people that made ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, the type of money that we probably are never going to be able to see individuals make relative to the rest of the population. Know what I mean? Now, we could look at it today and go, are you kidding me? Look at the billionaires today. But that's because, but they're owning this much of, what is this worldwide? But back then, the millionaires and billionaires were owning a bigger chunk of what the money was worldwide. You guys get me? Okay, so in terms of the percentages, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. Okay, so to understand these people is to understand the economics of the time period. Okay, and let me get my mouse over there. Okay. The industrialists listed below have been separately found guilty of crimes associated with being a robber baron. Okay, your job in an appellate court is to try to either prosecute them or defend them. You're going to have one of two tasks. So you're going to need to research this person in full and figure out how you're going to spin it into either defending their honor or condemning them, meaning like they should truly be going to jail for the crimes that they committed against the population of the United States. Okay, so what you're going to end up doing, okay, after you do all kinds of research, is you're going to create a Flipgrid response detailing the argument of your, basically defending the argument of that person. Okay, you are either going to be trying to sell the idea that they were truly a captain of industry, or they were a robber baron. If they're a captain of industry, they're one of these people that we should put on a pedestal and go, oh my gosh, we wouldn't have the railroads as it was today if we didn't have Mr. Pullman. Okay, we wouldn't have the financial world. We wouldn't have Wall Street today if it wasn't for J.P. Morgan. Or should we look at it from the other perspective of, look at how much friggin' money they made, and they did it by taking advantage of people and putting down strikes, and in some cases actually like aggressively putting down those strikes that you would never be able to get away with today. Okay, so you are going to be taking on the job of a trial lawyer, And in your Flipgrid response, you're basically giving, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is why we should be convicting Andrew Carnegie of crimes against humanity because he did this, 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 and this. Got me? That's where you're going to be showing what you learned about your assigned person. Okay, so you are going to give a convincing, well-articulated argument, and do not just simply read off of a Wikipedia page for that person. I will be able to tell when you are doing that, okay? I'm going to be a little more forgiving this time around if you are actually making yourself like a script and making something for you to read off of. You guys get me? You know, in the past, I've wanted this to be like a genuine response. Here, I'm fine with you scripting it out. That is fine. It's kind of the practice of making an argument, okay? A convincing essay, so to speak. It's going to need to be less than 2 minutes. You guys have done minute 30 in the past. This one, I'm giving you just about 30 seconds more, okay? Does it need to be detailed from from the start of 2 minutes to the end? No, I just figured that some of you probably wanted a little more time. Know what I mean? You could still have it about a minute, minute 30 if you truly want to. Okay, and it's going to be graded a lot like the past one was. So take a look at what the prosecutor's task is, what the defense attorney's task is. This really makes me sad because typically if we were in a traditional classroom setting, like the last week of school or last week of class, what we'd be doing is I'd be having like a guest judge come in with gavel and robe and being like, we'd have the two people get up and actually present their cases, and then the judge would decide who's getting the bonus extra credit point for that particular group. And it is kind of fun, but we're going to have to do it in this fashion just because of what we've got going on in our world right now. So the 24th and 25th, that's going to be your distance day. Okay, you guys are going to be home later in the week, but I'm going to say that day, it should truly be dedicated to researching and getting yourself some notes for your response. Okay, I've got it listed here: 10 points for argument, 10 points for delivery, 10 points for content. You can go down below here, and you're going to be able to see exactly. I put this by your last name. What your job is, your prosecution or your defense. Okay. Now, a lot of you probably look at this and go, "Oh, well, since you've got two people listed there, could I work with that person?" I don't care. You can work with whomever you want to. Okay, I'm not going to basically, we're not going to be setting aside time for you to be able to do this other than what we have in class. Okay, but everybody is turning in their own product, their own genuine product here. Are we good with that? Any questions about this whatsoever? I will be able to help you guys with this later as we go along because I know that there's going to be questions, and obviously I'll be able to go over this with the cohort 2 kids later. Okay? But I do want to just introduce it right now so that you guys have an idea what we're going to be working on. This is our project for this week. It's due next week. I want this thing turned in by early next week so that I can at least give you feedback if you need to change it later in the week. Good? Okay. That is all for you group online. Just by checking in, this is your attendance for the day. So make it a great day or don't. The choice is yours.
Bye.